Our third speaker is Chairman of the Rockbridge County Board of Supervisors, Buster Lewis. Ex-chairman. Buster served the Walkers Creek District since 2008 before retiring his position December 31st. He is back with us this morning for a cameo appearance. But his legacy will live on through his son Jay, who won the Walkers Creek Supervisor position last November. Will you please welcome Buster Lewis?
Thank you, sir. Always be chairman. I thought I'd been promoted. Good morning, and thanks to the Chamber for hosting this opportunity to talk about the collaborative spirit best brought to regionalism. Senator Deeds, Delegate Klein, Mayor Friedman, Mayor Fitzgerald, thank you for your participation. I've been delegated to speak for the county this morning, and I'm honored and pleased to do so. I profess regionalism every day, and I think we can frame this discussion in a sense as looking back to help us move forward. It's sometimes a struggle to jointly achieve regional success, but we usually seem to get there. Looking at a few significant initiatives may help us learn and make a smoother path ahead as we consider economic development, workforce education, and growth, as the Chamber's asked us to do. RANA, the Rockbridge Area Network Authority, conceived within the former Rockbridge partnership on which I was privileged to serve, was a truly regional project from the beginning. As it struggled to maturity when the chips were down, all three localities provided additional funding to get RANA over the hump. It is now a huge success story that puts us in the broadband game far ahead of many more populous and financially capable communities. A local development leader once stated here, "We may not have the resources or some of our affluent neighbors, but we can surely work harder and smarter," and we did. Just think with me a moment about the profound challenge of saving the natural bridge for posterity. I'm almost emotional. Forming the National Bridge State Park resulted from RAC's leadership and joint regional governmental resolution, which provided a powerful incentive for the Commonwealth to make this happen under able direction, and that means you, Jim Jones. Friends of the Natural Bridge State Park is now a large and vibrant organization with members from all jurisdictions. Funding a new emergency radio communications system is the result of unrelenting regional efforts, including a 3-year negotiation of an armistice between the state and the federal governments. Preliminary testing shows this life and death radio system to be light years ahead of that in current usage. And here, regionalism has proven infectious. Washington and Lee, the Natural Bridge State Park, and now Alleghany County and Covington have joined as partners in the system, sharing both cost and benefit. Support for the reorganized and revitalized Virginia Horse Center by the county and city of Lexington has been steadfast, and tangible skin-in-the-game fiscal decisions for this essential economic driver. All three localities participated in the grand celebration of the new model Shenandoah Valley Horse Show Spectacular in June. Among its efforts at community outreach, the VHC has just arranged a long-term lease of land for youth athletic fields off Alphin Lane. Continuing its excellent work, the Rockbridge Area Tourism Program, so wisely formed in 1999 by our three governments, funded with meals and lodging taxes on a proportional basis, has just partnered with innumerable organizations and agencies to roll out Braiding the Way for Outdoor Recreation in the Rockbridge area. If you don't get the significance of that, take a look at our magnificent scenic assets and consider what's happening around Asheville and Roanoke. While on the subject, let us pray for VMI to find a resolution to the unfortunate Chessie Nature Trail dilemma. Because with grants available to connect existing trails on either end of the trail in Lexington and Buena Vista, and with available regional IDA funds dedicated to projects in all three jurisdictions, our dream of the Blushy Blue Trail will be ultimately achievable. And I have a note to pause here for applause. We must also take note that in addition to preparing students for even the finest college acceptances, Rockbridge County High School CTE Director Stephen Wilder has arranged offerings in a variety of career pathway opportunities through agreements with Maury River Middle School, Perry McClure High School, Dabney S. Lancaster Community College, and VMI, including much talked about drone applications. I should also mention, as examples of progress, as have been mentioned before, the wonderful Central Rivermont School benefiting us all, which brought smiles back to the walls of the old Rockbridge Middle School. County, Lexington, PSA collaboration to consolidate water and sewer services to Kendall and Washington and Lee's new housing complex. The merger of Buena Vista Sports with RARO, the Maury Express Public Transportation Partnership, programs of the Maury Senior Center, and formation of the Blue Ridge Resource Authority to handle solid waste. But let us look ahead to the bigger picture. It seems from a study of local tax receipts, which are generally trending upward, ours are generally trending upward, others are not, that our area might be somewhat shielded from the expansive impact that technology has on local government, which must rely on limited taxing power to pay for services our residents expect. How do we replace vacant storefronts in Lexington or Buena Vista with stores who hire local workers and pay local taxes that Google, Amazon, and Apple don't? We need to give that earnest thought. A good creative idea was recently shared with me that given shortages of certain skills in the workforce and the need for capital investment in our area, we should bind together regionally to use our assets of higher education, public education, outdoor recreation, and quality of life to market ourselves on a broad scale to trade-certified folks, professionals, and entrepreneurs who are looking for a great place to raise their families or relocate or establish their businesses. The Chamber's Rockbridge 2020 has attempted this with college alumni, and the Shenandoah Valley Partnership is a vehicle marketing on a national scale. It would behoove us to join extra forces and add energy and strength to these efforts. Finally, I noted that Joe McNamara, chair of the Roanoke County Board of Supervisors, recently gave a similar speech in which he bragged that, quote, "Gone are the days when our local governments argued and took advantage over one another. We now live in a time of cooperation among local governments, a shared sense of community, and an understanding that our futures are tied together. Today we plan together, share our resources, and support one another's efforts. We have to. Our citizens expect it, and our constantly changing world demands it," end quote. I would say to that, amen, and let us determine to work toward that goal. Thank you all.